today on 15 on 15.
Aruba's revenue per available room has continuously increased thanks to the government, ATA, and the hotels coming together to invest. Plus, bugs are becoming a dining trend. Many cultures have accepted it as part of their diet. Is it time you start too? And HIV tests are now as easy as 1, 2, 3. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. On Monday, a press conference regarding revenue per available room, also known as RevPAR, was held. Tourism stakeholders reveals that since 2009, the amount of money each tourist is leaving behind has increased drastically. This is projected to be the case well into this year as well into the year 2017. Here is the director of ATA to explain further.
And in line with these results, it's very important, of course, to focus on the economic contribution of Aruba. In this respect, the Aruba Hotel and Tourism Association reported an increase of 20.6% in respect to the revenue per available room. So very solid performance in 2014 as compared to 2013. Also, the Central Bank of Aruba, when looking at the numbers they have in terms of tourism receipts as part of the balance of payments of Aruba. So far, they have the results for the first 6 months of the year, and these show an increase of 4.9% as compared to 2013.
The government, Aruba Tourism Authority, as well as AHATA are on the same page in regards to improving the product Aruba. All stakeholders are doing their part to contribute. But when speaking to the director of AHATA, he makes it clear that if the costs of doing business on this island continues to increase, then resorts will struggle to continue reinvesting and renovating. The government, together with ATA and AHATA, signed on to a policy that agrees to improve the RevPAR, revenue per available room, between 2013 to 2017. Jim Heppel, representing AHATA, explains further.
The whole idea is basically everybody, whether it's the government, whether it's the private sector, on bringing in a visitor who's going to spend at a higher level, because that's why we're in business, to generate income, to generate jobs, to make the quality of life for Arubans better, and through tourism. And the commitment has been basically put in a document which says, okay, this is what the government's going to do, this is what the hotels are going to do, and this is what the Aruba Tourism Authority is going to do to try and improve the revenue per available room.
Jim says from the hotel's side, they plan on continuing to upgrade their property as well as provide additional training for their staff to ensure higher level of service. Within the policy, the government agrees to do their own part as well.
The government on its side is basically saying, well, if the private sector does this, then we agree to do that. You know, improving the airport, for example, basically helping the hotel sector with respect to labor laws. Basically what we're saying is that there's a need to be more flexible to be able to meet the needs of our guests. Safety and security, of course, is a key issue. So it's basically coming up with a working plan.
In terms of ATA, they have the responsibility of executing certain kinds of marketing programs in order to attract the market Aruba is striving towards. So far, the plan is working. However, Heppel stresses business condition needs to maintain or improve. Otherwise, hotels will struggle to keep investing if they are not seeing a profit being made in Aruba.
But I will say from a private sector perspective, I mean, one of the things I think that's not fully understood is that one of the main ways that you can continue to improve the quality of the product is by reinvestment, by taking money that you make in one year and reinvesting it the following year. And to do that, you have to make good profits. And to make good profits, you have to have good business conditions. And so consequently, there is a concern that the cost of doing business, electricity's gone up, premiums have gone up, so the constant erosion of the profit margins means that there's less money to reinvest. And this is a concern that we have to make sure that if we're going to achieve this objective of bringing in a more affluent, a more free-spending visitor, we have to be able to have business conditions that allow us to reinvest.
On that note, we will be right back. Stay with us. After the break, say goodbye to sandcastles and hello to this beach bot. Thanks for staying tuned to 15 on 15 and welcome back from the break. Last week, we aired a lifestyle story regarding using flour made from crickets to produce protein bars. We got plenty of feedback on that. Now, a new dining trend seems to be on the rise. Traditional Mexican food apparently tastes better with ants. A restaurant in New York City called The Black Ant features the insect in pretty much all their dishes. Bugs have been a dietary staple of many cultures for centuries now. Yet, Westerners have been slow to stomach the creepy crawlers. That may be changing. What you see here are delicacies. Expensive delicacies, if I may add. Approximately $200 a pound for maggots. The creepy crawling ingredients are all imported from Mexico. Now, guacamole tastes great as it is, so why add ants, you ask? Well, the chef says these ants have a nice spicy taste to it. So the bugs aren't being added just for novelty reasons. They serve a purpose to the dish. Bon appetit. Bon appetit, indeed. When it comes to fitness, your success rate will be greater if you get your significant other on board. Whether you want to lose weight, quit smoking, or exercise more, you have a better chance of accomplishing all those things if your partner shares your goals. This is according to researchers. The British study looked at data from more than 37,000 married or cohabiting couples aged 50 and older. Men and women were 3 times or more likely to achieve their resolution when their partner joined in on the challenge. Experts say campaign could capitalize on this rubbing off effect. The study did not look at whether unhealthy partners might drag someone down. Many studies suggest that our partners can have a big influence on our behavior as well as our health. Happily married or cohabiting people appear to have a lower risk of heart disease and better cancer outcomes. It is unclear whether this is because people mirror their partner's good behavior or because we tend to pair off with people who are similarly healthy or unhealthy to us. This next invention we discovered would be perfect for Aruba's wide stretch of sand. Take a look at this beach bot. Meet Beach Bot. The turtle can draw big pictures on the beach. Disney teamed up with Swedish researchers in Zurich to create the robot. It can draw in a 10-meter square using a rake. Each of the scrapers on the rake are individually controlled, allowing them to be capable of producing a variety of alignments. It knows where it is by laser scanning a set of reflective poles placed around the drawing area. Eventually, scientists are hoping to transform entire beaches entirely on its own. The beach bot moves around on his own, sketching designs or images into the sand. The various cartoons the robot creates are either preloaded or drawn by a programmer remotely. Imagine the possibilities. There would be another dimension being added to beach weddings or events with this very cute beach robot. Let's take a quick break. This is what's coming up next for you. The HIV Aruba team are setting out to encourage individuals to get themselves tested. Various health departments, organizations, and clubs have joined forces to encourage more people from the community of Aruba to get their HIV test done. The subject, to many, remains a taboo. The Pan American Health Organization has provided the island with rapid HIV test kits, allowing people to take the test efficiently as well privately. Keep calm and get tested. ATV's Francie Cruz did the test herself, and she said it was painless, quick, and easy. The island now has something called the HIV Aruba team. Each member's goal is to inform individuals from the general public on HIV and why it is crucial to get tested. The mentality needs to change on the island. Some patients avoid getting tested at all costs.
That's part of the the stigma is they're afraid that what people will think of them. They're afraid of losing their job. They're afraid that they won't be able to get their insurance because it gets tested when you apply for a life insurance. So they don't want to get tested. They want to avoid it because they are afraid of the consequences.
Medical advances have been made in the area of HIV. If you have contracted the virus, there are options, but the first step is to get tested. Dr. Elena Rivas, an HIV specialist, explains how simple the rapid tests are.
The test is really simple. It's a small thing. What we do with that is that we check how is your HIV status, but really, really fast. It's not like going to the lab, taking blood, wait until you have the results or your general practitioner has the result. You can come and check yourself, and it's in less than 20-15 minutes you got the results.
The procedures aren't only quick, but it keeps the patient's privacy intact, which is a concern for many.
So the idea is that you enter, you are going to do the test alone, so nobody's going to see that you are making the test. And it's going to be like the sugar test when you want to check your glucose and you are diabetic, so you use something like a small needle. So we punch your finger, we got some blood, some drops of blood, and then we put it in the system. That is like a pregnancy test, but with blood. We put it there, we use some reactors, and in few minutes you got the results.
The rapid HIV test will be conducted within various locations on the health bus. We will have further details regarding this on the next edition of 15 on 15. That is it for us today. Join us weeknights at 7:15 p.m. right here on Channel 15 ATV for the latest on 15 on 15. We'll see you then.